It's in my yeah. Where you tryna go? Let me know, love. What's the destination if there's no trust? When you in a hurry, take your time. This is not love, not love. Keep it real, I know it gets too complicated. Not tryna school you on love, but we faded. Flashback to when we used to get naked. You would talk this shit, I knock it down like a flagrant. Yeah, I know your ex didn't do you right, and you ain't going through it for the second time. Slow it down, cause I feel like I'm about to slide.
When I received the email from the East African ex disclosing his infidelity, it wasn't the admission to cheating that hurt, but the betrayal which caused the most pain. I mean, here I was, naive as possible, thinking it could never happen to me because, well, what he and I shared was so special. That surely he would be courageous enough to inform me if he had ever fallen out of love with me, or just didn't want to be in a relationship anymore. Whenever I would doubt certain things within the relationship because of his changed behavior towards me, all I received was reassurance that we were okay. Meanwhile, the signs were everywhere, but I ignored them because I hung on to his every word, for a man is only as good as his word. And as I replayed the events and lies in my mind, the only question I could ask was, why didn't you just tell me that you wanted out? I would have freed you and went on to do me. That's what hurts the most about being cheated on. Now here's more with Taliba.
Ooh. What is it about cheating that hurts? I feel like it goes back to the whole thing of being chosen. And like, you want someone to choose you, and sometimes subconsciously you put all of your self-value in this person choosing you. And I think societal norms of like having to be in a relationship at a certain time or not feeling worthy and seeing other people who are married, whether it's healthy or not, right? Seeing other people getting chosen and still feeling like, why not me? Or like, was I not good enough for you to go to someone else? You know, I feel like it goes back to how you see yourself. How you see yourself. And that's why it's so important when people say, it used to frustrate me when everybody used to say, you gotta love yourself first. It's like, no, it's okay to wanna love someone else, but the truth is, if you do not love yourself, if there is no value, if your only value in yourself is dependent on how someone else treats you, your whole life you will get hurt. If your value is dependent on how someone else treats you, it will be a really, really hard life for you. So I say that to say, I think that's why it hurts deeply when people cheat on you, because it's like, why not me? Or why did you do that to me? Was I not good enough? Was I not worthy enough? And that's the unhealed part, right? Because when you're doing the work on yourself, it's, okay, that wasn't me, that was their stuff. I'm not taking ownership of that. He cheated because he needed something else. That's his problem, right? Which is hard to get to that place. You know, self-work tells you that's him, not me, or that's them, not me. It's hard.
True.
It's hard.
It's the betrayal.
It's the betrayal.
It is that. That's really it. It's that you've given so much of yourself to someone, physically, emotionally, mentally, everything. You've invested in them. They've made promises to you. And you feel you know them. Like, I think that's where because you begin to doubt your own abilities to judge people and whatnot.
Yeah.
You feel you know them. You have this sense of. Then again, some people date people and know that this guy, he might cheat if I lose God or whatever. But I think that in a healthy relationship, of course, you go in expecting that this person would not cheat on me. So it just the doubt, questioning everything.
Yeah.
everything that you've
And the
seen and
lies
heard.
and
Exactly.
you think,
If you
"Oh,
said you loved me,
Yeah.
I'm the one you want to be with, blah, 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 then why would you do that?
Yeah.
For me, the cheating, the thing I don't like about it is the who. It's the who, because if that who is a lesser person than me, there's trouble.
Oh yeah, that is something that's very interesting, right?
There's trouble.
You know, but what if it's somebody who's above you?
We can live with that.
You can accept that.
We can accept that because I mean you shot to the stars.
What is it about cheating that hurts? Like, that generally, for me, I was raised around women, you know, so I'm in touch with the needy side.
I love that about you.
Thank you very much. You're far too kind. And so as a result, I know, and maybe it's old school, but I know that a woman a woman chooses. A woman chooses, and when she chooses, that means that I know what I was doing. I feel this way about this person. I'm willing to give myself to this person because of how I feel about them. So to give yourself to somebody else makes me less significant, you know? Because you people internalize when growing up. Women would internalize a lot before they took that next step with the guy, whether it's sleeping with them or not.
What is it about cheating that hurts? That disloyalty. I mean, I don't know what else is it. Is it what? It is. What cheating does is it makes you now question what you believed in about that person or the relationship. You have to ask, when did the cheating begin? So now, you know, if it was a year ago, then it becomes from that time to this year, is the person you with really that person, or they really into you? I mean, it just creates a myriad of questions that do only one thing, create more doubt. You know what I'm saying? So it is the lack of loyalty. That's all cheating is.
What makes you hurt when you're being cheated on is, I personally would be asking myself questions like, am I not doing what he wants me to do for him? Am I not good enough for him? And all of that. So basically, I'll be asking myself questions as to what I did wrong or right that made him cheat.
You don't ask him.
I'll not ask him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, if I get the chance to confront him, I'll ask him.
I think also it's just sort of a fact of, you know, was this really worth it?
I know, the time wasting.
Yeah, waste of time if you're going to start all over. And even just to have your partner in terms of, look, we built so much together, or we have so much together, was this relationship really worth it? Or, you know, you kind of question it.
But did it mean anything to you if you were in? And I think if you have kids, it's even worse, because then you have to think of the emotional toll on the children and everything. And it just becomes so grimy. Like, I don't know, I hate cheaters. I really do.
I became desensitized to cheating because I'd been cheated on multiple times, and it got to a point where I joined the cast of the crew that was wilding out, you know, that was running the streets, right? And it was cool. It was cool till I settled down. And when I settled down, I chose that person, and that person chose me. And then when I realized that there was this cheating going on, it hurt me deeply, because that person knew how deeply it would hurt me. You know, after everything that I'd given, you know, and I'd been hurt before, and you knew, and it was like, you disregarded that. So that, I think that's what made, and then you begin to ask, like, so was it all really real?
Did you really love me?
Yeah. So, you know, that's it. I guess the painful thing is the questioning. You know, you don't feel like you're enough. You know, or what could I have done differently? What you can't find what you could have done differently. So it's just up in the air and it's hanging. You know?
Welcome back. What is it about cheating that hurts? Here's more with Quab.
You know, and don't think it's about the sex, because you can do the same thing without having sex. If I have a girlfriend, but I have another friend, or let's say an ex, and that's the ex that I'm tearing everything to. I'm sharing everything's going, but I'm not doing that with my girlfriend. I'm cheating. Yep. And my girlfriend's gonna feel like I'm cheating because she's gonna feel like that woman knows and has more accessibility to me than the one I am with. And the last thing that women want to deal with is having another woman as a competition when it comes to their influence on that man, right? Okay, that's why women don't like side girls and other girls, because of the fact that that person now has an influence upon your decision making, which could be greater or more impactful than their influence.
Can I ask you this? So, if a lot of men say, oh, it was just physical, how does that make you feel?
It doesn't make me feel any better because I know that.
Not meant to make you feel better.
But how does it make me feel? Yeah. I feel like sex is sacred. And so it does still feel like that person had a piece of me. Because if I'm having sex with you, I'm giving you me.
We're digging deep.
I'm giving you a part of me. So if you go and give a piece of me to someone else, or a piece of yourself to someone else, it hurts. So for me, I understand when men say that, but I know how sacred it is. I know the things that are being shared with intercourse, with sex. And I know it's never just sex. Because even if you think it's just sex, I guarantee you're still holding things from past partners that have literally become a part of what thinking flesh, which is just sex.
Now, there are different ways a person can cheat on their partner. One being emotional cheating. But does that really count?
Let's define emotional cheating.
I was just about to do that.
What is emotional cheating to you? Like when someone just cheats because... Yeah, what is that?
I think it's like a conversation, maybe. You know, where like it's gone beyond, you know, like when you would read we talked about hoarding, right? You know, relationship hoarding, where, okay, so emotional cheating, I think would be, I didn't want to use your example, but it's already on the table. So for instance, your situation where he wrote that message to you, if you were unhappy in your relationship and you responded, and then you started going down memory lane, and then bringing memory lane into the present, I think that would be emotional cheating.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Yes.
Because it's filling a void.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly as Kweku said, emotional cheating is defined as forming a strong and intimate emotional bond with someone other than your partner. Now, in general, if you're deeply connected with another person emotionally, even for friendship, while simultaneously disconnecting with your partner, then you're crossing into emotional infidelity by removing yourself from the commitment that you made to your primary relationship. Now, back to Kweku and Taliba.
I think it's one thing to cheat where there's no emotions and it's just a physical, right? Although sex is sacred. It's one thing to not even have any expectation. It's another thing when you're looking for someone to fulfill a part of your inner being, even if it's in that moment. I feel like even if you don't consider it cheating, it definitely has the possibility of going down, like you said, a deeper, because it's emotional connection. It's deeper than just the physicality. It's like, I need you to fulfill a part of something that's missing in me that right now my partner is unable to fulfill. Which I think that's the thing. It's because you didn't get it from your partner. It literally has to do, you're not getting something from your partner, and you need someone else to fulfill it. Right. I think there's a problem with that. Now, you don't have to call it cheating, but it's an indication that something's off in the relationship, and it can lead to cheating.
not love. Keep it real, I know it gets too complicated. Not trying to school you on love, but we faded. Flashback to when we used to get naked. You would talk this shit, I knock it down like a flagrant. Yeah, I know your ex didn't do you right, and you ain't going through it for the second time. Slow it down, cause I feel like I'm about to slide. I just wanna vibe, baby, take our time. Can we slow it down just a little bit? More sex, less stress for a little bit. Vibe out, couple trips for a little bit. Time will tell, boy, you need to make your mind up. Slow it down just a little bit. More sex, less stress for a little bit. Vibe out, couple trips for a little bit. Time will tell, boy, you need to make your mind up. Bad communication was the reason. No matter what I say, you don't believe it. You want us to be open and achieve it, but it's a sticky one when I'm in my feels. I know your ex didn't do you right, and you ain't going through it for the second time. Slow it down, cause I feel like I'm about to slide. I just wanna vibe, baby, take our time.
Well, I think so. You know, one guy actually said this to me, and I was very young when he said it, and I didn't understand it. And he was like, I feel when my woman emotionally expresses or has somebody that she goes to talk to, it's cheating.
Then it becomes emotional cheating, yeah.
Yeah, and I didn't understand it at that point. At that point, I didn't even put emotional cheating to it. It was just like, you know what, mom, when my girl goes and talks to some other guy, I find that that's cheating for me.
So, like, emotional cheating for me is actually worse than physical cheating. Like, it takes a lot to get women emotionally involved in something. And so you have their attention. And we are crying out to these people, and we're supposed to be doing this with someone. You are vulnerable to everybody but the person you are with.
I think emotional cheating very often can be worse than like just like the physical raw, because emotional cheating after the physical, the raw thing, more likely than not, because you feel guilt, you shower your partner, right, with affection, and so that dude's thrown off, right? But emotional cheating, after you're done and that guy steps into the room, it's like, look at this idiot.
You still want more from the person you have that emotional connection with.
Because that guy, he's not giving you that.
Wow, so you even start pushing your partner to the side. Ooh.
And that's a very painful one.
It is.
When they start blanking you, then it's like, okay, what did I do? Yeah. But you didn't do anything. It's just she's not communicating with you, or he's not communicating with you.
It's actually like you said, it's probably the most difficult to overcome because it's a betrayal of trust. Physical cheating, you eventually can come to grips with it if you feel like, my partner cheated and it was just a physical thing. But when that person has cheated, it's an emotional thing. It's much more difficult to overcome. This is why men have a very difficult time when a woman cheats. And men can sort of almost be casual with our cheating. Because most of the time, we consider our cheating to be physically based. And at the end of the day, if I like women with a big booty and big boobs, and you're my girlfriend, and you are a nice size 2 petite, there's nothing you can do to make yourself a big booty chick. And that's what I like, and I physically encounter it, and the opportunity to be with it is possible. Most men are gonna react on it because that's a physical a turn on that they've had and have had curiosity to experience.
There's a lot more of this conversation on the Love Is podcast. Tune in wherever you listen to your favorite podcast. Now playing David J's Time Will Tell. Stream now on all of your favorite platforms. Welcome back. What is it about cheating that hurts? Here's more with Quab.
Because most of the time, we consider our cheating to be physically based. I mean, at the end of the day, if I like women with a big booty and big boobs, and you're my girlfriend, and you are a nice size 2 petite, there's nothing you can do to make yourself a big booty chick. If that's what I like and I physically encounter it and the opportunity to be with it is possible, most men are gonna react on it because that's a physical a turn on that they've had and have had curiosity to experience, right? But we know that women aren't that way. You're not gonna see a guy and be like, ooh, you look like he has a big so I wanna sleep with him, right? I'm saying, whereas a man would be like, oh, she got big boobs, let me go get her.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So when you cheat, women that being, we know that it's an internal thing. The person had to connect with you emotionally, right, to get you to that point. And that's why it's difficult for a man, because we know that the emotional connection is hard to break. You can physically stop cheating. Heck, if you were cheating, you know, let's say I have a girlfriend who's in Takrady and I find out that she's cheating, right? And then I move her to Accra. I'm gonna feel a better sense of security because in my mind, the cheating was physical. It was in Takrady physically that I've changed her physical space. But if it's a mental cheating, no, because even in Accra, she's still mentally engaged, involved with that entity. So, you know, emotional cheating is the worst, the most difficult to overcome.
Definitely something like if you're having like, you know, some sort of sexual fantasy conversation, like you don't need to have touched that person. That is nonsense. That is real cheating. But even if it's not even a sexual conversation and it's just you find that your partner is confiding in his work wife or something about problems the two of you are having or whatever. That is, to me, that's a big no-no. That is a big no-no.
Don't know how to act. She's gonna come out in the car park.
I'm here to comfort you anytime. I bet, ho.
Like, oh, hi. Like, and you know she knows. Like,
oh, and then if you show up at work, she's looking at you like, oh, this is the one. You don't cook for him, man. I'm all.
Yes, that look. Oh no.
You're not treating him right. There she comes, poop, and you're just like, okay.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So definitely.
Now, once again, you have sometimes where we try to justify it. Like, you know, you may have a situation where you and your girlfriend, you like her, but maybe you don't get along as well, or you don't feel you can communicate with her as easily as you can with maybe another person or someone who you dealt with in your past. So that's the person who you bounce your ideas off. You know that person, you don't mind being vulnerable with that person, but it's not a physical thing. You don't see each other. Heck, it may be just on WhatsApp and Facebook conversation. But at the end of the day, the person you are with is going to feel that you're cheating on them because another person has more influence or equally as much influence as they do. And when that comes up, they're going to consider it cheating because a person who's in a relationship feels like no one should have more of an influence upon you than they should have.
Is it worse to cheat or lie to your partner about the infidelity? Again, in my case, finding out about the cheating didn't hurt as much as being played for Mumu the Fool and being lied to. A question I often wondered was, how long would he have continued to lie to me had the other woman not caught him? I guess we'll never know. But here's Cecilia discussing which is worse, cheating or lying to your partner about cheating on them.
I think lying is worse as worse because if you've been caught, I'd rather you just come out and say, yeah, boom, blah, 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 blah. And then rather than insulting my intelligence and lying about the lie or whatever, then it's just ongoing. You couldn't possibly love me if you're now gonna insult my intelligence.
Because now you're gaslighting me on top of everything. I feel like have the dignity and the decency to at least admit to what you did and face the consequences like a man because you were cheating with your whole chest. So take your L with your chest too. You know what I'm saying? You want to, but that day, I'm like, you're disgusting. Like, no.
Which part?
Exactly.
And I was
no. Confess. You there, confess. And I'll respect you a little bit. It'd be 10% as opposed to 0, but it's something.
And the anger would be a little bit Lower. I don't know about that, but I'll appreciate your honesty at least, as opposed to being
still gonna come out.
Of course, yes.
Look, there's nothing good about cheating. Cheating is cheating. It's bad. Just don't do it. If you have to cheat, then check out. You are not going any younger. Come on. If you have to cheat, just check out.
I actually have to agree with you on that one, brother. And what you just said is actually not getting any younger. It's a waste of time. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Whether you've done it or you've done it and lied, the bottom line is you cheated. Now, you probably lied because you were trying to save the emotions of the person you were with. And you should. I mean, who the heck wants to go cheat and come back and be like, oh, guess what I did?
I just cheated.
You know what I'm saying? So your relationship is already dead at that point.
Both are bad, but I think also if you lie about the cheating and you get caught, like non-negotiable cheating is like, I don't know, I used to say I wouldn't take someone back. I have, so that's a lie. But like if you lie about the cheating, then how can I really trust you moving forward to be honest with me if it happens again? I feel like the lying is like the next step. You know what I'm saying? Like if you cheated, confess to it, because if you lied to me and I found out you were lying, then the trust is for sure gone, you know? So it's like a double
whammy.
Okay.
You know one thing I have to admit that, right? That is really worse is when someone cheats and they cheat within your circle. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's not just cheating, it's disrespectful.
Very.
I mean, you can overcome cheating. Like, you know, you find your woman cheated and she went to Takrady and slept with some guy. You know, you can sort of find a way eventually to swallow and try to move on. But if she did that in your circle with someone that you know that you maybe have to interact with, you can never move on. Because whenever that person is a constant reminder.
So life is short. If you're in a relationship and you're not happy, I hope that you find the courage to end that relationship rather than to cheat. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to listen to the Love Is podcast for more on this conversation. Until next time, here's a lot of love, light, and blessings coming your way. Bye.
Time will tell, boy, you need